Hey guys, happy Thursday. This is Bree and a little piece of Dudley here as he wants to be a part of the video apparently today. Cheers. I hope you've had a wonderful week and wishing you lots of success as we get closer to the end of the month. I hope that any of these tips that I've helped provided some sort of maybe a reminder for you, or if you're brand new to senior living sales, maybe it's the first time you've heard some of this, and that's great. So thank you again for tuning in if you are this far. This is episode 4. Dudley is snorting, so just excuse that. This one is going to be rather quick today, but it's something I want to talk about that's really important to what we do as sales leaders at the community level. If you're a sales specialist, if you're a regional that goes in and supports communities to build census, I'm talking to you. One thing I see a lot is sales leaders getting frustrated with their operations and clinical teams because they feel that they are not excited about tours and they're not excited about new move-ins. I know, I get it. It's a high stress time. You know, we recognize that they are already having, a stressful moment with staffing challenges and all of these things that have come up, due to COVID and all of these things. So it can be tough sometimes to add more residents to your community when you're already having challenges staffing for what you do have. And you need to recognize that and validate it. However, there is a way to get your team to rally behind you, to be excited for new move-ins and new tours and, this growth that you want at your community. And how do you do that? Well, number one, it's on you. It starts with you. You control that narrative, and you are the one to help create that sales culture. If you are finding that your clinical and ops teams are not rallying behind you, what have you done to help them see the value in what you do there? I see a lot of times that some sales leaders tend to be on an island in themselves. They're going to be in their office all day and they don't come out of that office unless there's a tour to interact with team members, and then expect team members to just be super excited when you have a tour. You've got to build that relationship with them, and they got to know you, and you've got to help create that sales culture that really starts with you and how you interact with your team. And that's everybody. Everybody should be a part of that sales culture, and you should be spearheading that every single day. And some ways that I have found that are useful to do this, you can do it however which way you would like. I have always liked to grab my coffee in the morning. I'm a huge coffee drinker. I literally run on coffee and wine after 5 o'clock. And so when I grab my coffee in the morning when I'm at a community, you're never going to see me at my desk. You're going to see me walking that community, getting to know our team members that are maybe passing meds, or maybe they are, helping with direct care with a resident. I'm stopping. I'm getting to know them. I want to find some interesting facts about them personally. I want to build that relationship so they know that I'm in this to help support them, and my efforts are for the good of everybody. And so you've got to show that value. And the same way that you build rapport with your tours, you've got to do that with your team members. And they will help sell that community for you if you have built that bond with them. And so, I would walk your community first thing in the morning with your cup of coffee, get to know a few team members each time, talk with them. It doesn't have to be long. I'm talking like 5 minutes tops per team member that you interact with that morning. And, ask them about what are some of their challenges, and, have that opportunity to build that rapport with them so they realize, hey, you are a part of this team and you're not sitting in an island unto yourself, just the salesperson that's not really experiencing the day in and day out of direct care. You've got to find a way to really meet them where you're empathizing. You don't have an ability to do that if you have not gotten to know what their challenges are on a day-to-day basis. So that would be something that I would suggest. Another thing that you should be doing is hosting a company that I worked for. We used to call it a sales ambassador training, and I love that. I would hand pick some team members that are just kind of your shining stars, or people that you see really enjoy their job or what they do. You always have a few that stick out, I would say. And I would invite them to a extended lunch at some point, and I would handwrite an invitation personalized to them and invite them to this sales ambassador training. They have been hand selected for this. And what that shows is, one, you value them. You're being noticed, which is so huge. And not everyone's going to get invited to that first ambassador training. Buy them lunch and sit down and have a roundtable discussion on the sales culture of that community. So, really, it's really starting there of you talking about the tour process and what you do and how your role at that community impacts everybody. If we don't have new move-ins, we can't successfully staff the way we want. If we don't have move-ins, we can't get maybe that brand new piece of equipment that, the team has been needing to help make their jobs easier. So really kind of meet them to where they see the value in those tours and how important it is to have new move-ins. And so, once you kind of break that barrier and they understand how this affects them, you're going to see a whole different side of those team members when you are going around with a tour or, having a new move-in. I always tell them to bring their 30-second spiel. And I always like to keep a little box or a treasure chest, whatever, of little goodies. It could be, $10 gift cards, or it could be some things from Bath and Body Works, whatever works for you, in your office. So if a team member does something exceptional during a tour, so for instance, stopping, introducing themselves, saying what they do with that community and why they love working there, to me, that's going above and beyond. I wish everybody does it, but unfortunately they don't just yet. But with your help and your coaching of having those ambassador trainings and building that rapport with them, I guarantee you can have your whole team rally behind you. That will make your tours more successful, and you're going to get more deposits simply because those are the people that are directly taking care of their loved ones. And they want to feel that energy, not only from you. You can do it yourself, but here's the thing. It's probably going to take a little bit longer, and you might have more service challenges once they move in because you don't have the buy-in from the team members just yet. So this is all around going to help your move in and stay in, but also getting your tours to convert, maybe even on that first visit, for goodness sake. So there's no downside to doing this. It takes no time. And so that's where I would start, is you've got to build that rapport. And if you need some help with kind of coming up with ideas to talk through on that ambassador training, reach out to me. I'm happy to help you. I've hosted many of them. And I would say no more than 8 people at a time. Definitely have all of your leadership team be a part of a sales ambassador training that you host at some point. And I would say make it 2 hours tops. You don't want it to be this 4 or 6 hours. One, they've got jobs, they've got to be on shift. So you've got to coordinate that with your leadership team, of course. But, make it where it's super valuable and it's something that they enjoy. So you can't go wrong with having lunch delivered in, or maybe have your culinary team give them an experience with a meal provided to them in maybe a conference area of your community. But, this is an opportunity for you to show what you do and why that impacts every single person at that community. Try there and see if you start getting some more buy-in for your tours. I have found that team members, once they find out that I have a goodie section in my office, if they do their 30-second spiel, they will come to me and come knock on my door in the morning and say, "What tours do you have today, Bree? I want to make sure I'm around so I can give my 30-second spiel." Oh, that is music to my ears. If you can get there, guys, you have successfully created a sales culture at your community. So I wish you well. I hope this helps, and cheers, and hope you have a great rest of your week, and talk to you soon. Bye.